Hey bestie, Olamide here, and I'm back with the tea. Welcome to another episode of Olamide Reacts, where I find and react to ridiculous natural hair related advice and recommendations, which I oddly, well not oddly, more predictably always find on TikTok. TikTok is the powerhouse of misinformation on the internet. Though I'm also thinking of venturing into Facebook very soon because I'm sure the misinformation swimming around there is also really wild. Because I mean, Facebook is the OG powerhouse of misinformation, if you know what I mean. Anywho, in this episode, I'm going to be reacting to 3 videos. Well, it's going to be more than 3 videos, right? Because you know I like to bring out the evidence. You know I like to show you the receipts. But there will be 3 major sections, though each section might have more than one video. So the first section is going to be about a hair growth oil brand and their shady marketing tactics. The second section is a piece of content that I almost agree with, but it's still kind of ridiculous. And the third one, this ballsy brand is out here stealing content from very well-known natural hair content creators. It's wild. You see, in that third section, you're going to see a very familiar face, especially if you've watched the part 1 of this series. All right. Without further ado, let's get into these videos. You know the drill. I'm going to sit over here so that the video can play over there. Now, in this first section, we have a brand that is selling their miracle hair growth oil. Okay, in their bio it says #1 hair growth oil, and one of the recurring themes or one of the recurring hooks in their videos is this, like, this is what I used to grow my daughter's hair. But if you watch enough of the videos, you realize that the daughter do used to change in each video. Let's take a look. Okay, so if you look at this video, you see that the daughter is looking older. Like, she looks like someone who is in her teens, like maybe 14 to 16 years old, maybe even 17. And she has kinky textured hair, and she's very, well, not very, but she's dark skinned, right? That is very clear. But then a few videos down the line, you'll notice that her daughter is suddenly smaller, and she has a straighter texture, and she's more light skinned. That's not the same girl we saw in the other video, but it's still her daughter. Okay, and then when we watch a third video down the line, we notice that the daughter is light skinned, and this time she has an afro textured hair that is nowhere near the length of the last light skinned girl. And then later in the video, in this same video, she became dark skinned, and then she's older. So does she have 4 different daughters, or is she just picking random videos off the internet to say, oh, this is how I grow my daughter's hair, just to put random videos of people with long hair together to promote her hair growth oil, her #1 hair growth oil? The thing is, if these oils work the way people say they do, why the false advertising? Why? Like, you should have some legit results. You should have some legit, like, testimonials of people who use your hair and grow 2 inches overnight. But you can't have these kind of testimonials. And so you have to do dishonest marketing tactics like this. I mean, like, people really shouldn't be falling for these things anymore. Surface level research. Just watch a few more videos before you decide to spend money, before you decide to say things like, oh, how can I buy it? Or, oh, what are the ingredients? Or, oh, what's the recipe? How about you just watch a few videos now so you can notice the pattern of misinformation and just deceit? Brands like this, they know that people are desperate for quick and easy hair growth. They know that people pay top dollar if they believe that this particular product is going to make their hair grow super fast in 1 week. And so they prey on that desperation by just whipping shit up and then saying, oh, this thing is gonna make your hair grow super crazy fast. And guess what? People will fall for it. It's so sad, it's so unfortunate that people are falling for this kind of thing. But I mean, that's why I started this series, just so that I can point out these things. I'm not saying that infusing your hair oil with herbs and all those kind of things is a bad thing. It's not. These herbs, they have their, their benefits. They do stimulate the scalp, but they don't make the hair grow faster. And when I say stimulate the scalp, I mean they increase the tendency, the potential, for your hair to grow at its maximum great. So I mean, it's not as if they're just going to touch your scalp and then your scalp will just all of a sudden start to produce hair. No, okay, they just help with scalp health. They balance scalp pH. They prevent microbial growth. A lot of them are antimicrobial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory. Because I mean, if your scalp is inflamed, how is it supposed to even go about creating hair or growing hair, right? So they just keep your scalp healthy, but they don't like make your scalp start to overproduce hair. Nah, that's not how it works. Okay, shady marketing tactics like this just prove my point because, like I said earlier, if it works, then there's no need to be this shady. There's no need to be packing random videos off the internet and then posing them as, oh, this is how I grew my daughter's hair. She's not your daughter. You probably don't even know her, girl. And to make matters worse, I saw another video, like just when I thought I had gathered all my evidence and was about to skip on to the next thing, I noticed a video, and in fact, just watch it. I mean, at this point, do I need to say more? If you are a Nigerian, you will know who the creator in this clip is, and you will know that these two clips are not related whatsoever. So the creator that is applying cream to her hair, that is Eve Ogman, right? And she's one of the long-standing natural hair content creators from Nigeria that I know. She's a Nigerian in Nigeria. I don't know if she's still doing it, but there was a time when she started doing this butter, this moisture butter or something like that. I think they call it chili moisture butter or something like that. And I strongly believe that is what she's using on her hair in this video. But these brands, they have their fenugreek moisture butter, the hair butter, or whatever. And then they took a video of that butter and then they stitched it together with Ave's video. And so people are going to look at the first clip and see the cream and see Ave's hair and think, oh, Ave's hair is the result of this cream. Meanwhile, Eve may not even know this brand exists. She may not even know that that this brand has stolen her video. In fact, it's just crazy. I mean, if it works, it wouldn't have to be this shit. Like it's just clear. The lie is glaring. It's showing, but people are still falling for it, and it's just so sad, right? And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I started this series because I need to open your eyes. I've been trying to explain this thing over and over and over in my videos, but now I'm showing you the evidence, the proof, the pudding, the the receipts. Okay, like they are lying to you. A lot of these hair growth oil brands, they lie. In episode 1, I also covered another hair growth oil brand. Lies. Just lies left, right, center. Lies everybody. Oh my god. Okay, so for this section, we have a video that is quite long. It's like 6 minutes long, and she's sharing the one thing that you are missing for thicker, faster hair growth. Now, the thing is, I actually agree with a lot of the things that she said, but then there are some other things that she said that are like, wait, so yeah, we want to talk about that. Okay, let's take a look.
There's only one thing that's going to boost your rate of hair growth, and it isn't products.
I agree.
The reason why I said it's not products is that the product industry has done a great job at fooling and convincing so many people that if they put this shampoo, this conditioner, this curl cream, this, that their hair is going to grow. And that is not what boosts hair growth.
That is actually very, very true. This is the same thing that I've been saying like since forever. Okay, the products that you use is not what's making your hair to grow. The DIY that you are using is not what's making your hair to grow. Whatever it is that you are applying to your hair, it's not for hair growth. It's for hair maintenance and length retention. Okay, shampoo is to wash your scalp and your hair. Deep conditioner is to deep condition your hair. Leave-in conditioner is to moisturize your hair. Scalp oil is to keep your scalp healthy, is to maintain your scalp, is to seal moisture into your hair if you are into that. Like, they have their functions. It is just not hair growth, okay?
Shampoo cleans, conditions, all right? That's its job. It can only be growth promoting if it's nutrient rich and the advertised growth promoting buzzword ingredient to be growth promoting. And it never is, because we live in a capitalistic society that does not pride itself off of actually putting their advertised fancy schmancy super food ingredient in there. They're not going to make money that way.
Okay, so I think what she means there is that some of these brands will come, they will say, oh, our living conditioner or our products, it contains amla, it contains fenugreek, it contains blah blah blah. But then when you check the ingredients, you didn't quite see it there. And some will even actually put it in the ingredients list, but it's likely that it's not there, it's just greenwashing. Some of them will put it in the ingredients list, but it is so low in the ingredients list. It's like, did you even put this in at all? It's like they mixed up this big batch of conditioner and they just took like one drop of amla and just just so that they can be able to say with their full chest that it contains amla. Do you get what I'm saying? One example that I've noticed recently is this new Lush leave-in conditioner. I noticed that of the 21 ingredients in that leave-in conditioner, amla and hibiscus and rose and rooibos oil that they say is inside, those are the 12th to 15th ingredients. Now compare that to a brand like Shiny Organics, where the first ingredient is water, the next one is coconut milk, the next one is aloe vera gel. So like, you know that in this thing that you're applying on your hair, this is all it contains. It contains all natural ingredients or all herbal ingredients or whatever. But these bigger brands, these cheaper brands, yeah, that is how they stay cheap, because most of the ingredients are chemicals. Like, everything is a chemical, I know. But what I mean is that ingredients list is arranged in order of concentration, how much of an ingredient is in the formula. So the first ingredient being water, meaning that water is probably like 50, 60, 70% of the entire formula. And then the very next thing after water is a chemical I cannot pronounce. There are some ingredients that are familiar, like propyl glycol and some of that, but like the second and third ingredients are very unfamiliar things. And it's like, that's how they stay cheap, because they use cheap chemicals to create these formulas to keep them cheap and keep us interested. I mean, Shiny Organics living conditioner is really pricey. It's like over 10K. Like, it's up there. But then there is the Lush living conditioner that is 1,000. I mean, is it 2,000? How much is it? So that's how they stay cheap. And they can just be upfront about it and just say, oh, this is a really cheap conditioner that will soften your hair, because I don't doubt that it has a lot of sleep and it is very moisturizing and all, but is the greenwashing really necessary? It's just like I said in the last section that, if it works, there's no need for it to be shady. Like, there's no need to be shady around the marketing. There's no need for greenwashing. There's no need for saying that it is there when it's not really there. Like, and they will plaster it in the front. Contains amla, as if amla is the third ingredient in the ingredients list. Meanwhile, it is down, 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 down there. The 12th ingredients, 13th, 14th, 15th, down, down. Like,
But I'm telling you, it's scalp massaging. That's the secret. Scalp massaging is the secret. Hair growth is a biological process, okay? It is a multifaceted biological process. I have a degree in molecular and cell biology, and I'm a cosmetic chemist. When I found out that there is a subfield of biology called mechanobiology, which is basically saying how does mechanical stimulation impact biological processes, right? When I found that out, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. This is how scalp massaging is so effective. You're literally manually stimulating, optimizing nutrient delivery, oxygens, amino acids through the blood by stimulating circulation to your scalp, right? So this is what's going to turbocharge if you take oral supplements, liquid vitamins, right? Because you're literally carrying that to the scalp when you manually stimulate blood flow via mechanical stimulation via scalp massage.
okay. She's giving scalp massaging quite a lot of credit. And in preparation for this video, because this is not a blind reaction, right? I've watched these videos, I've prepared what I want to say about these videos, and in preparation, right, I have actually written down quite a few notes. Now, I feel like in this section of the video, she is giving scalp massaging way too much credit. So you're saying that somebody will take vitamins, take supplements, take liquid vitamins, and then scalp massaging is the one that will carry it from your stomach to your head. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank God for these notes, because I wouldn't even know where to start. So let's start with the impact of scalp massaging is not that big. Now, I've said this over and over again that your hair grows on average about half an inch per month, right? And this is at rest. This is your hair continuously growing as a biological process, as she says. If nothing, like you're not doing anything special, your hair on average grows about half an inch a month. And that is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 4 weeks in a month, right? Just of normal healthy blood circulation on its own without scalp massaging. All of that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 4 weeks in a month equals to zero point 0.5 inches, half an inch, right? Now imagine you are massaging your scalp for 10 minutes a day, every day for a whole month. So that is 10 times 7, 70 minutes a week times 4, that's 280 minutes in a month that you are massaging your scalp and increasing that blood flow to your scalp, right? Now, I'm about to geek out here. Please just try and follow me, okay? Now, if we do the same math for the normal, like at rest hair growth, where you get 0.5 inches of hair at the end of the month, right? 24 hours, right? So that's 24 times 60, because we're trying to get it in minutes, right? So 24 times 60 times 7 days a week times 4 weeks in a month, that's going to give you 40,320 minutes that your blood is just normally flowing, and all of that culminates into 0.5 inches of hair in a month, right? Now, for 280 minutes in the whole month, you are massaging your scalp. You are massaging your scalp 10 minutes a day, every day. Now, if you do simple cross multiplication, where 40,000 minutes is equal to 0.5 inches, so 208 minutes is equal to how many inches? 0.00347, and that is less than 1 millimeter. So according to this mathematics that I have done, if you massage your scalp for 10 minutes every single day for a month, instead of 0.5 inches that you will grow, it will be 0.500347 inches. That's not a big difference at all. With this mathematics, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that scalp massaging like that is not that serious. It doesn't make that big of a difference. But let's see what else she has to say about scalp massaging.
This is what's going to make your oils and your serums work, because scalp massaging also warms the scalp because you're creating more circulation. So that means it's opening the pores and it's opening it up so it can go through the scalp more. This is why if you do a hot oil treatment, the warmth of it helps. But if you were scalp massaging, think about how much more benefits you're going to reap from the extended scalp massaging. And I don't mean 10 to 20 minutes a day neither. I say 2 hours a day. I scalp massage for 2 hours a day. I saw 1.5 inches of growth at least, and more thickness within that period than I have my entire life on this journey.
Girl, hold on. Can you imagine spending 2 hours of your day like this? 2 hours? I think I just died. Oh my goodness. 2 hours a day. Okay, you know what? Let's put these 2 hours into the equation that we did earlier. 2 hours is 120 minutes. And we did the mathematics, right, with 10 minutes, right? So 120 minutes is 12 times 10 minutes, right? So that means if we want to know the difference, right, we just need to multiply 0.00347 by 12. That is just going to give you 0.0416. That is still very, very small. If you massage your scalp for 2 hours a day, you are going to have an extra growth of 0.0416 inches. So that means that instead of growing 0.5 inches of hair in a month, you will grow 0.5416 inches. What that translates to in a year, because the normal like 0.5, if you keep consistently growing 0.5 every month for a whole year, you will end up with 6 inches of hair. But with 0.5416, instead of growing 6 inches in a year, you grow 6.5. Hooray! So after a whole year of massaging your scalp 2 hours a day, mathematically, the extra growth is just like half an inch. Is it worth it? I don't think so. To spend 2 hours a day for a year like this, I don't think so. Half an inch, just half an inch extra, is not worth it. For what? Yeah, rah, 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 rah. It's not worth it at all. Two hours? I can't even imagine. And the thing is, she's saying scalp massaging it increases blood flow, blah blah blah. But do you know what else increases blood flow that is easier to do for 2 hours? Exercise. I'm not very active at the gym anymore, but when I was, I can spend 2 hours at the gym easy. I can spend 3 hours in the gym just lifting weights, running on the treadmill, walking on the stairmaster, just doing shit. Okay. It's also like anything that gets your heart racing increases blood flow. That's just it, right? Anything that gets your heart racing, your heart beating fast. Your heart is the pump, your heart is the machine. So if your heart is beating fast, anything that's getting your heart racing is increasing blood flow generally. So I mean, if you cannot do like this for 2 hours, I guess you can just hit the gym for 2 hours, and then I mean, double benefits. While you are getting your summer body, you're also getting your summer inches. Think about it. Think about it. 2 hours? That is crazy. Let's continue.
Scalp massaging is the key because it keeps your hair in the anagen or the growth phase longer. Your job is to try and keep your hair in the anagen phase. The anagen phase is a highly mitotic phase of hair growth, meaning that cells are constant, so mitosis, the cells are constantly dividing. But what does that take? That takes energy. You need energy. And when you eat a lot of protein, when you have, your hair growth supplements, when you're drinking water, when you're replenishing, people, this is where you just got to eat healthy, girls. They don't talk about this part. You're not just eating healthy to eat healthy. You're eating healthy because you want to boost your circulation, because when you're eating healthy and you combine that with manually like manual scalp stimulation via scalp massaging, all those nutrients are going and they're feeding your hair, growing the cells more, building more keratin, strengthening the hair matrix, growing the hair longer, growing the hair faster, and awakening the dormant follicles, having more follicles, making your hair also thicker.
Wow, she just said a lot of words there. Now let's start with the anagen phase. I actually tried to do some research about this whole anagen phase thing. First of all, if you don't know what the anagen phase is, it's the first stage of the hair growth cycle. So the hair growth cycle has three phases, right? Three stages. So there's the anagen stage where your hair is actively growing. There's the catagen stage where your hair growth starts to slow, and then there's the telogen phase where the hair growth stops completely and then that particular hair gets shed, right? Those are the three hair growth phases or stages, right? Now, the anagen stage where the hair is actively growing, that's what we clearly want to pay attention to because we want our hair to be growing, right? So she's saying that scalp massaging can increase the anagen phase. So the average is 2 to 6 years. And I actually tried to do some research on it, and there were some papers that kind of touched on that it has the potential to extend the anagen phase, scalp massaging, that is. So I mean, if the science papers say, I guess it has to be true if they've run studies on it or whatever. But I don't think this is just my opinion. I've not done any study, I'm not an expert, I don't know. But I don't think that it will extend the anagen phase too significantly. I don't think so. But it could, like, increase potential, maybe. I don't know. And then this thing that she keeps saying, that you are taking the nutrients there, is feeding the nutrients. Your body is a system. Let's start there. Your body is a system and it knows what it is doing, right? Anytime you eat, anytime you ingest anything, it kind of knows how it prioritizes where those nutrients go. And that is why it is very important that you are healthy. If you're trying to go long hair, you have to stay healthy, because if there's anything wrong with you, your body will not prioritize your hair. The nutrients, the blood, and all of those things, they will go towards the organs that need it the most. You can't have kidney problem and think that your body will be growing hair. Your body will forget that hair exists. I said in my recent video about debunking the overnight hair growth scam that it pains me when people are recommending clove water and rosemary oil for excessive shedding. Excessive hair loss can be a symptom of a much bigger issue, because when your body is sensing that there is something else that is inherently wrong, then functions like growing hair become secondary. They don't matter as much anymore. All the blood, all the nutrients are going towards healing that thing that is vitally wrong. Imagine you're sick, like you're really, really sick, and then you're massaging your scalp and you think that all the nutrients are going to your scalp. That's not happening, okay? And even if you're fully healthy, again, maybe it can do a little something, but as the mathematics has shown, it's not going to be that significant. So I really wouldn't worry about it too much if I were you. Like, I wouldn't. But like, if you really want to try it, go ahead. I'm not saying that you shouldn't try it. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. No. I'm just saying that I don't think that the effect is as significant as she's trying to make it seem. I know that she's a marine biologist, a microbiologist. What did she say that she is again? I know that she's an expert and she's saying all these things, but I just don't think so. And she says she's a biologist thinking about I'm an engineer. Okay, so it's mathematics, me I know, and the mathematics is telling me that the effect is not that significant. Let's continue.
So no, it is not the products, okay? A curl cream cannot grow your hair. I developed a nutrient-rich line because I was tired of the stupid industry saying, "Oh, we didn't put coconut oil in there." I'm like, "Where's the coconut? Where is it? I can't find it. Can you? I can't." So because I use my science degree, I had to invent a sealant butter, right? This is a product formulated just to seal the ends of your hair.
Okay, so she's just chipping it in there, shameless plug that, by the way, she has her own hair brand. Now, this whole thing she's saying about nutrient rich, I think she's just talking about what I said earlier about just brands saying that their products contain something when in fact it does not. Because again, it's not as if Amla oil does not have what it does. Amla strengthens the hair and it conditions the hair. So it makes sense that Amla will be in a curl cream. Now, some of these big brands, they will say there's amla in their curl cream when there in fact is not. So if she goes ahead and she develops a curl cream that has amla inside, and she knows that it has amla inside because she puts amla inside, more power to her. You go, girl. But again, curl creams curl hair. Hair butters seal moisture. Hair conditioners moisturize. None of these things grows hair. Okay? Okay.
But can this grow your hair? No, that's not its job. Its job is to retain length. I invented a nutrient-rich curl cream, and this is made with mango butter and flaxseed oil. Trust me when I say mango butter and flaxseed oil's in there. If you notice it has a yellow tint, that's because of the organic cold-pressed flaxseed oil. Yes, it makes a difference in color and consistency. I have learned through the process of cosmetic chemistry. But as much as my Coils curl cream, which is the thicker of the two, it's Coils and Curls, is super thick, and she's awesome, and she's that girl, and she defines my curls, and she strengthens my hair. That's her job. Strengthen hair. Her job isn't to grow the hair. Now, does it help, right? If it touches my scalp? Yes, of course it's going to help, right? Because it's so nutrient rich, but that's not its job. Its job is to strengthen my hair.
Yeah, so if something that is nutrient rich, as she's saying, touches your scalp or whatever, like I said, it just nourishes the scalp. Like, it just keeps your scalp healthy. It's just like you rubbing like body cream, because again, your scalp is skin, right? So it's not as if it touches your hair, or your scalp is just going to start magically creating more hair, or your hair is just going to start growing. No, it's just maintenance. It's just it's just doing little maintenance jobs here and there, making sure that your scalp is okay, but it's not growing hair faster. Okay, all right.
So I'm not saying that other products cannot help, because hair growth is a process of 3 S's. You want to stimulate the growth, strengthen your growth, your strands, and third, you want to seal your ends.
Absolutely.
When you understand that process, you're not going to look for products to grow your hair. You're going to look for products to help support the strengthening and the sealing. I mean, this is the only product formulated to seal ends. I know this because I had to invent something. Do you know how fed up you got to be to invent something? Yes, it's a classic case of see a need, fill a need. Okay? So, mechanical stimulation is your best friend. Get you a scalp massager. Get a scalp massager for like 2 hours a day. Do you not have 2 hours of goofing off time? Are you not on TikTok now that it's back for 2 hours or more? Do you not watch stuff? Do you not go on Netflix? Go on my TikTok, look at my routine, scalp massage today. That is how you're going to have the thickest, fastest, healthiest hair growth in your life. Not them 10, 20 minutes a day. You're not boosting enough circulation. 2 hours. I said what I said, and so did Jack.
Girl, imagine watching a whole 3-hour Marvel movie like this. Like, if I'm scrolling on TikTok. Girl, I agree with a lot of the things that she said, but you said 2 hours scalp massage. Girl, it's not me and you. I get what she's trying to say, that curl creams don't grow hair. conditioners don't grow hair, they just have their own benefits. They all have what they do in terms of maintaining your hair and helping you retain length, but they do not grow hair. Okay, so I know this video is already really long, but I just wanted to add this last section as kind of like an inside joke for everyone who has already watched episode 1 of this series. I was just randomly looking for ridiculous TikToks to react to, and then I found this video where, you know what, let me just play the video and then you'll get what I mean. You get what I mean. Girl, raise your hand in the comments if you already get it. Raise your hand in the comments if you already get it. Now, for the people who are just coming who have not watched episode 1 of the series, right? The creator in the first clip, the creator at the beginning of this video, is a very well established DIY queen on YouTube and TikTok. So this brand now that is trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do, maybe they're trying to sell their own brand of DIY mixes or whatever. They went and they stole her content, money that everybody already knows. It's not even go and steal from smaller, less known creators. Not that that is a good idea, not that that is a good thing, but like, you really went for the queen, the Olori Ebi of our DIY, to steal her content. For context, this is the original video. This is the real owner of the content. You can go to her page, you can scroll through, you see that all her is her face that is all over the place. So this is just another case of brands stealing content to promote whatever the heck it is that they are promoting. Just more shady marketing tactics. Everybody just doing anyhow, just so that they can go viral or just so that they can sell viral, right? This is the thing. This is the issue that I've always had with this DIY community. I'm not saying that DIY does not work, right? It just doesn't work the way they want you to think that it works. Okay? DIY, right? All these herbs, all these things, right? They have their benefits. They condition, they strengthen, they nourish the scalp, whatever. Okay, they have their benefits, they have their functions, they have the ways they work, but none of them is going to speed up hair growth. That is what they use to catch you. They will mix a bunch of things together that will look like herbalist kind of something that if you call somebody's name 3 times, their destiny will destroy. That's what it usually looks like. And then they will sell it to you like, if you use this thing last summer, 5 inches 1 week, I promise you. And then they'll be selling it for the low price of 15, 18, 20,000, and you will shell out that money and you will start to religiously oil your scalp till your scalp can breathe no more. And guess what happens after 7 days? Nothing. So that is the scam. The scam is the fact that they will prey on people's vulnerability, people's wanting to grow long hair very quickly. They will prey on that instead of correcting them and letting them know that hair does not grow like that. They will say, we are looking for a solution. Oh yeah, now let me mix anything together, whether it's solute or it didn't solute. Oh yeah, take buy. As far as they've made their sale, they've made away with their money. Whether you go and you now later realize that, oh, it didn't grow my hair the way they said it would, it doesn't matter because they already collected your money. If it wasn't a scam, they wouldn't be resorting to shady practices like this, right? So yeah, that is all the videos, all the tea, all the sections. That's everything that I have for you in this video. If you still haven't watched episode 1, I would implore you, it's right here. Click on this, go and watch it. It is a deep dive, it is a dissection. Okay, this video I featured an influencer, the influencer that we just finished talking about, and I also featured another brand that is, engaging in very shady marketing tactics to sell their hair growth oil. So make sure you go watch that. I'll see you there. Mwah. Bye.